Hello, and welcome to the Los Angeles Tribune Leadership Series. I am super excited to have my next guest, and let me bring her up. Erin Hernandez, thank you for being here. If you'll just introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about your product and service.
Hello. So I'm Erin Hernandez-Reisner, and I am the first openly autistic photographer to be recognized by global brands in the wedding and portrait industry. So what I do besides photography is that I travel and speak all over the world about overcoming trauma to build a personal brand. And I know that right now with COVID, people are doing things virtually, and I'm available for virtual conferences and podcasts. I've been a guest speaker in a handful of places.
I'm super excited. Your motivational speaking, what inspired you with that?
So it started out that I was teaching photographers how to make six figures working less than 20 hours a week. And this started because my daughter had shattered her spine in a really bad accident. And when we were in the hospital, I had to figure out how to pay for her medical bills and all of the things that were going on while working not as often, because here I was now also needing to be a nurse. And so when I started sharing that story, all of a sudden it started inspiring other people. And it wasn't actually about the money, it was really about the need. And I taught other photographers how to actually take care of their clients and how to kind of run a boutique studio. And then it turned into more. And all of a sudden, here it was, this inspiration story. And then as I got into it, my name started becoming more and more popular, and it scared me. And I didn't want a personal brand. And then all of a sudden, here I was building this personal brand that I didn't necessarily want. And in a clubhouse room a few months ago, I got hardcore challenged and pressured and pushed about a personal brand. And I sat down and I went, okay, let's get real. And all of a sudden I realized there was this trauma that had happened to me as a child that I thought I had moved on from, that I thought was healed, and it wasn't. And I needed to process that. And all of a sudden, everything started opening up. And I realized what I had been doing this whole time was actually helping people develop and build their personal brands. And I needed to do it within myself and not be afraid of using my name. And then all of this stuff started happening. And I started manifesting good things and going after my dreams. And now I'm this motivational speaker.
That's awesome. And I know you're going through a little branding and getting everything organized. So right by your name, I noticed, and I want people to notice that we've got Erin at photosedge.com. Please email her there so that you can stay connected with her. Now, the topic of trauma and everything. So what kind of traumas or things did you share motivational wise with people for them to connect with you?
So besides the accident and my children being sick, which a lot of parents can relate to, there are a lot of people out there that have children that have needs and are sick. But one, I know where you're going with this because when I did the pitch with the Los Angeles Tribune, which is why we're here, I shared deeper into my story. And that pitch started off with me expressing how I was shot in the face when I was 8 years old. And I said, but that wasn't actually the most traumatizing thing that had happened to me. And when we finished pitching, everybody was silent and they were like, what, tell us more. And so then I actually went into what was the most traumatizing thing for me. And it was actually being sexually molested by my friend's dad when I was 10 years old. And then there became this large public trial. And all of a sudden, after this trial, I go back to school and people know about it. and I'm shamed and I'm looked at as dirty and all of the negative things that you could possibly imagine, from being bullied to assaulted, anything you could imagine actually happened. And I became very suicidal. I was incredibly sad and depressed and led this very lonely life, on top of having autism, and I'm dyslexic, and I actually grew up hearing impaired. There's a lot of things that layer these traumas and layer the pain. And I always believe in showing up with a smile on your face. It's nobody else's fault. I'm not going to talk to somebody else and make them feel, when they walk by and they say hi, I'm going to smile and say hi back. They don't deserve my pain.
Right.
They deserve the positive energy that I wished I had. And, but when I got through the bullying, and I left school, I went to college, and I left it behind. I thought I had moved on. I thought everything was fine. Forget it. Don't worry about it. I made up all these little excuses in my head as to, why I don't want a personal brand. And all of a sudden I had to deal with that. And I had to go in and I had to open up the scar, and there was an infection, and I had to clean it out, and I had to take care of myself. And I had to love myself through that. And then all of a sudden I was building this beautiful brand that was already being built. It was already there. It was growing. I just wasn't confident in it. I wasn't able to stand up and say, yes, here's my name, use it, and please be kind.
I love that, because most people, my original name isn't Lynn. I hid from all the stuff I went through. So I can totally relate to that. I'm sure many other people can. And the fact that you're here sharing and being vulnerable, but also look at the blessing that you have to be empathetic with other people. And that is such a blessing, is it not?
It is. It is. And what I realized was, when I started speaking, and I've spoken on stages across the world, and the most impactful for me was right before COVID. I was in Italy, and I was speaking to 500 photographers, and my voice has been translated in over like 15 different languages. So we had translators live, and there was a translator on stage with me. And so as we were going, and as I was talking and sharing stories, these old men in their glasses, they were sitting there, and all of a sudden I could see, like, they were crying and wiping their tears away, and everyone started relating. And I realized that through sharing my story, I empowered other people to share theirs, but to also go back and go, what is holding me back? And then businesses can grow and thrive, and people can live their full lives and not hide or be ashamed or feel insecure about stuff. And I realized everybody was relating. They felt heard because somebody was finally saying the things that they needed to hear, that they wanted to hear, that they could relate to. And then the stories started flooding in, and people started sharing and talking. And every conference I've spoken at, people have had nothing but really good rave reviews. And so I'm excited for this opportunity to be able to reach more people.
Awesome. And in your photography, I was talking to you a little bit about how originally photography, the pain, if you want to explain that about the people that you photograph and stuff, that would be wonderful, because that's
Yeah. So I have my photography business where I photograph weddings and high school seniors, but I have my personal project where I photograph people through pain and trauma, and I meet them at their pain. And so whether it's external scars that we may carry or the internal ones, I create art with individuals.
I love that. I love that. So you are available for speaking engagements. And so if you want to repeat your email there for them to get a hold of you, that would be wonderful.
Yes. So if you're interested in any think photography or something that you want, you can go to photosedge.com. But if you would like to talk to me about speaking or being a guest on a podcast or a virtual summit or conference, or I'm even booking conferences 2 years out. So go to my email, which is erin@photosedge.com.
Awesome. I am super excited to know all the things. What do you have in store for the future?
So right now I have been, I'm looking at writing a book.
Yay.
And we're going to have that. I'm building my own personal website, and we're working on that, where I'm hoping to do a TV show with
Yay.
photographers. There's a lot of things that are coming in the works because this is something powerful and important.
I am super excited. This is somebody rising star here in the leadership series. We are so blessed to have you. Look forward to hearing more about you as time comes, because I know they don't know a lot of things are coming up. So we're super excited. You guys follow Erin Hernandez here. Reisner?
Reisner. So it's
Reisner.
Erin Hernandez-Reisner. I know, it's quite the name. But it's mine, and I'm going to own it.
That's right. And I'm dyslexic, so I mess things up. So I apologize. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And don't forget to email Erin at photoedge.com. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you.